What's up, guys, and welcome to Gran Turismo Sport. So before you start any race, it's always a good idea to check out the race details and just go through the itinerary once again, just to familiarize yourself with everything that's required of the race. So for this one, it's a balance of performance on. Tire wear during qualifying will be 8 times. Fuel consumption during the final 2x, and tire wear during final 8x. There'll be no fuel consumption during qualifying. And of course, we're using the hard compound racing tires for the entire race. And of course, my qualifying strategy has always been the same. I might change it later, but for now the whole idea is just to let everyone go so that there's space on the track for me to do my qualifying without needing to take care of other cars, not hitting other cars and things like that. I can use my racing lines, the ones I use during my practice sessions. And so in the final corner of the outlap, I really wanted to make sure I get a good exit out of that corner so that as I start my flying lap, I'm really quick down that straight into the braking zone, 100 meters, and then I want to turn back in and put my tires on that curb in that apex and use this second apex in the hairpin and just drive out. I just wanted to make sure I get this lap right because I might have 1 or 2 other chances to set the best lap. So I really wanted to get this absolutely right. I'm gonna make sure I get a good exit, and then I finish the lap at 132.8, and that put me firmly in P5 for qualifying. But then I tried to go for a second lap and horribly missed the second apex of the second corner and went to the AstroTurf, and I bottled that lap just like that. And so I had to settle for P8 for the moment, but as you can see, number 9 was still running, and then I came through and set a better time, and I was thrown back to position 9. And position 9 is not really a bad place to start a race, and this time it was not a rolling start, it was a grid start, and I actually got a really good start and launched that Subaru down the left hand side and made 2-3 positions really quickly. But then again, I lost 1 position in the mayhem of turn 1, and I was thrown back to number 7. So at this point, there's still a lot of fighting ahead of me, but I really just want to try and make sure I keep up with this group. Now, straight into the first S, and number 4 almost lost it. The guy in the yellow Subaru almost lost it, and there's a lot of fighting between number 6 and the American in number 6 goes off the track, and I quickly inherit that position. So right now I'm in position 6, already 3 places up from where I started. And as we turn into the first apex, I leave the right hand side open, and that Mitsubishi Evo really just flies past me in that apex. So I try to stay in the slipstream and in the toe of this park ahead of me, so I don't really want to lose any time. But then again, I leave the right hand side open, and this other Mitsubishi Evo comes flying past me. But here's a 1-second penalty, so all I need to do is just stay close behind him into the final corner of lap 1, and maybe as he serves his penalty, I can fly past him to regain position 7. So we start lap 2, and I'm still in position 8, and I just want to stay close so that I inherit position 7 and maybe even 6 as he serves his penalty. Now as we come through this downhill apex, I think about a move here and try and go for it, but this guy is so quick, so I have to leave space on the left hand side for him, and he just comes flying past, and I'm back in 7th. So I just wanted to do the sensible thing and avoid any kind of fighting that will earn me a penalty, and maybe I go off the track and lose time. And in being too nice, I lose another position to the American Flash Drifter in the Mitsubishi Evo. But then again, I just want to keep it safe, so no fighting. I'll just stay behind them, try and drive as safely as possible, and I get my reward by them going off track, and I quickly move to the right to avoid contact and regain position 6 as we finish lap number 3. And so at this point, I'm trying to catch up with the park ahead, and the guys behind are really close, but I'm trying so hard to open up a gap between us. And these few next laps are the best laps I had in this race. They were clean, no mistakes, no penalties, But the only problem is that I needed to catch up to that pack ahead, but I just couldn't. I wasn't fast enough to catch up to the pack ahead. So we jump forward to lap number 4 in the downhill apex. Number 5, the American in that Subaru, loses control, and I jump into position 5. And now I'm really starting to believe I can get a podium in this race. So once again, to the second last corner of this track, I come downhill and try to make that exit or that corner the best way I can to get the maximum speed out of that corner. And it's paying dividends because I feel like I'm catching up to the guy in 4th. You can see that gap reducing. So we come down to the first corner, and I'm really close behind him. The gap is fluctuating between 1.2 seconds and 0.8 seconds between us. So he loses control, but I'm not close enough to take advantage of that. And that was the theme of the next few laps of this race. So I'll whip this video forward to the start finish straight, and you can see the guy we passed. He was spinning on the track a couple of laps ago, and he just comes flying past me. He's a really quick driver, this one. Anyway, so I try to use his lines as a reference as I keep just the slipstream distance, the bare minimum distance that I can get every ounce of slipstream I can from this guy. And towards the end of lap 13, I really got so close that I was starting to believe I could get that podium back again. The gap was down to up to half a second at one point in that lap. So we came down to finish lap 13 out of 15, and I was still in 6th place. The pack behind me was 5 seconds behind me, so I was safe from behind, and I just really wanted to get very close to this pack ahead and get that toe. And as you can see, I'm really close enough to make a move actually, but you have to time these overtakes very carefully to avoid silly penalties and running off the track by being too greedy like I did there and hit that guy. And I had to apologize by letting him take his position back, stayed behind, and then we continued with the race. So in number 6, this is still a very good position. I really don't want to try anything silly. I could finish 6th and be very happy because I started in 9th. So I just really want to be careful and sensible and only go for a move when it's absolutely necessary, or when it's too wide open not to go for it. So we begin lap 15 out of 15 of this race in Italy, and I'm really close to that dog. But then again, the tires are really starting to wear off. They were starting to wear off a couple of laps back. But we maintain 6th place as I come down the final corner of the last lap of this race to finish the race in 6th, which I was quite happy with, to be honest, given that I started in 9th, and I earned myself 5 points, which I was happy with. I could have had more points, but 5 points were good enough. And that's how the race went in the round 2 of Nations Cup for season 2 in the Subaru. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys in the next video.